ready. We're prepared. Do not give in to fear. We are fearless. This is not the time to be afraid. This is a time to stand up and fight back and to resist any temptation for them to divide us. We're in this together. The rule of law is on our side. We will not give in, not give up. We will not capitulate. We will not bow. We will not bend. We will survive.
So I was planning for this amazing show. Well, the show's always, been planning, sending Smiz a dozen clips over the weekend. I want to talk about us and how we can be better people, and I'm prepping for the show, and I get this alert that Malcolm-Jamal Warner, and it was TMZ, has made transition, and I'm like, what? This has to be a hoax. You know how they are constantly putting out that people aren't here anymore. So I'm actually friends with Michelle Thomas's mom. So Michelle Thomas played his girlfriend on The Cosby Show, Justine, and they dated for 7 years, and he was actually at her bedside when she made transition in 1998, and it was confirmed, which is like devastating. Of course, Malcolm-Jamal Warner has been on the show. I'm going to repost my podcast version of our interview after the show, just in case people have not really sat with him. The man has been not just kind of like, there's certain figures in time, growing up watching the Cosby Show, the whole family watched the Cosby Show. It was something that everyone watched together. We sat there, and then when A Different World came out, that was amazing. I was getting ready to go to college myself, and it's just beautiful to be able to see a family with the range of personalities and just not what the media was saying about us. And Theo being the only boy in that family, the legacy carrier, the legacy bearer. As the man, Malcolm-Jamal Warner, named for Malcolm X. Malcolm is named for Malcolm X. You think about how he lived his life. And, he was married and he had a daughter, and they weren't on TikTok and Instagram, and not that there's anything wrong with that, but he was living his life. As a matter of fact, he was living his life. He was on vacation. His 55th birthday was coming up in August 18th. And I know that's a special year. I was on last night watching Bevy Smith on Instagram Live talking about aging and how powerful it is to still be here at whatever age, and how people don't want to age, and how people play in people's faces like trying to be young. And it's like, embrace whatever age you are. Just embrace it. Be happy that you're here. People aren't happy in their own skin. This man was in Costa Rica with his family on something that you think about, having just come back from my vacation, which I consider healthy, wealthy, wise, my vacation in Galveston. And one of the components of that, which was really important, not only do we do a water ritual where we're at the water with Dr. Daniel Black, but we also brought in an Olympic gold medalist, Cullen Jones, to give instruction to a group of people who might have been uncomfortable because, unfortunately, Black people disproportionately drown. So I thought that if we're going to do freedom in Galveston, Texas on Juneteenth, part of the freedom we must have is the freedom to swim without fear, be in that water without fear. And it was the courage that took him. Now, that ocean is nothing to play with. It's not a swimming pool. It's completely different. The ocean is different. Some of the best swimmers in the world can get got in the ocean. She is undefeated. But I imagine he was there with joy with his family to have this tragedy happen. So I just want to send vibes and goodness and love and blessings to his family, because they have to be devastated. Nobody was expecting this. This was not supposed to happen. But we live in a world where things happen, and they're not supposed to happen. We're going to talk more about this probably for the next week, but I just, to be, in the same generation with somebody that you grew up watching, it hits differently, and to have these people who are in your life that know him, and to a person. And I know people say this about people. Oh, he was a good guy. He was good. He was good. No, he actually was. He was about this life. He was about this life. He was about you. He was about liberation. He was about community. He was about loving people, and you could see it. You could see it. So that the world has one less person in it that was willing to knuckle up, get busy for the sake of humanity. It just is kind of sad. So rest in power, Malcolm-Jamal Warner. But I may get to some of these stories, I may not, but I will welcome in my brother from another mother. He's an author of many books, but more than an author, professor at Clark Atlanta University. More than that, he is a griot of this generation, but also somebody, an elder that we can lean on with wisdom and insight. And he's been imbued with the anointing that I know for a fact he's anointed, because I've watched him now so many times deliver us into a space that was unexpected and absolutely needed. So let me welcome award winner, all the things, Dr. Daniel Black. Hey.
What's going on, Karen? What's going on, my sister? What's going on, everybody out there in XM land? And I'm glad to be here. I share, of course, Karen, I share your devastation in this moment. Malcolm and I were very, very, very close. So to say I'm devastated is an understatement. But I needed to be here because this is how we heal. We heal together. I needed to.
As well, you're scheduled to be here, so like so and you had just sent me this meme with this funny meme. You like, I cannot wait to see you, and then it was like, boom, this happens, and I was like, why? For my first thought was like, this is not true. Y'all need to stop killing people on the internet.
I said
stop
the same thing. Stop it. And what's so profound is we were just at the water.
Yes. No. I was just talking. I said, life is not an accident. At the same time, there are things we will not understand. Lean not on your own understanding.
That's right.
So I want to lean into, lessons and ways that we can use this, because I was going to come in today. There's this, I watch CBS Sunday morning. It's my little Sunday ritual. I make my matcha and I sit and I watch Good Morning. I'm Jane Pauley. And they had an author on. I'm not even going to bring up her name because her book was about, she said she spent a whole year, wondering why people didn't like her or something. And she was like, but I discovered how you can change your personality. And I was like, is the goal to be liked, or is the goal to be the fullest version of yourself? People will figure it out or they won't. But like, who cares whether you're liked or not? Like, you're not put here to be liked or to have a person. And she's like, I was so unhappy with myself. And so I decided, and I was like, what can I pull from this to bring to the airwaves? And I landed on, we have this limited time on this earth. And a lot of us live in such an unconscious way that we're not even considering, like, our temple, our body, right. The words that come out of our mouth, how we choose the people in our lives, because you get to choose. Yes, you're born into families, but the family that you choose is your choice.
That's right.
And it shouldn't be of convenience or because there's money, or it should be people that help you and you help. That there's a symbiosis of service, right? Absolutely. And like even the simple act of like, how am I going to talk about somebody? Absolutely. Like, am I going to do it? And it's not about pandering or blowing smoke up. We are in such a cynical, nasty space that people can't even say nice things about people without being accused of being a part of a cult or something. It's so weird to me where we are, Dr. Black. And so I was like, that's how I'm going to lead in. I'm going to talk about this and then this story.
We're ready. We're prepared. Do not give in to fear. We are fearless. This is not the time to be afraid. This is a time to stand up and fight back and to resist any temptation for them to divide us. We're in this together. The rule of law is on our side. We will not give in, not give up. We will not capitulate. We will not bow. We will not bend. We will